everyone, welcome back to another Makeup Artist Monday. It's artistry like bam. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning back in this week. If you're new here, my name is Brandon and I'm a professional makeup artist in Chicago. I hope that you are here to learn some fun things. We're going to play with some eyeshadows today. I picked up one of the Jawbreaker palettes from Jeffree Cosmetics at Nordstrom Rack the other day, and I really loved the colors in it. The color story was really beautiful, and I was super inspired to create this look. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and I wanted to create a really bright, vivid blue smoky eye with you guys, so that's what we're going to do today. Guys, so if you're not familiar with the Jeffree Jawbreaker palette, it looks just like this. So it's got a lot of really bright, vivid colors. I was really inspired by this beautiful blue right here in the center. This color is called Soaked. So we're going to use this color to start a beautiful blue smoky eye. We're actually going to go in with a couple of the neutral shades first to kind of carve out our crease, get a little bit of warmth. Then we're going to go in with this Soaked color, and then we're going to finish with this darker, rich blue purple color to kind of finish off and give us a lot of smokiness. So we're going to go in with that today. So first I'm going to go ahead and start with this color right here. This is called Cone. Looks just like this. And I already primed my lids with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer if you're familiar. I'm going to go in with a blending brush that looks just like this. Go in with that Cone color. We're going to go in light on the tips of the brush because these eyeshadows are super pigmented. So you'll see that I'm just using it just like that on the tip of the brush. I'm actually going to be holding the mirror down just like this so I can see my lid. If you're ever doing your eyeshadow, this is a great tip for you at home so you can see your eye and your eye is as flat as possible. You can see that I'm going in right in here into my crease, rocking it in my socket. You guys have heard me say that before. This is just really soft to blend into my crease to give me a little bit of warmth, depth, and dimension. When I look forward, you can see that it's just a soft fade of peachy orange. So now I'm going to go in on the other side, start in the center of my lid, blending it in my crease, rocking it back and forth, rocking my socket. You'll notice that my hands are further back on my brush because I'm using very light pressure so that I can softly just diffuse this product and blend it really nicely into my crease. So we're going to create a blue smoky eye today. It's one of my favorite eyes to do because I have brown hair and brown eyes, and I also love blue. Blue. My whole life is blue. So if you're not familiar with what my favorite color is, it's blue. So we're going to do that color today. It's this really beautiful, like rich royal blue. And so I'm excited to use it. So this is your first step. You're going to create a little bit of that beautiful warm crease so that we have a nice neutral background so that when we start laying down that blue, you have a little bit of a dimension and a little bit of a different color in the crease so that way you have a little bit more gradient. So it's not just boom, blue all over the eye. I really love that these one eyeshadow kind of colors are coming back where they're really blown out all over the eye. It's that 90s, 2000s trend come back into style where we used to just do kind of one color all over the lid and blow it out. But now we're doing that with more fun colors. So I'm starting to see that more in editorial, more on Instagram and social media. And so I think it's super fun. And I'm so excited that people are getting more experimental with colors and with palettes at home. So, all right guys. Like I said, we're going to go in with that blue that's called Soaked. I'm actually going to go in with a flat shader brush, and I'm going to press it on the side of the brush. So just pressing it on the side of the brush, one side, tapping off the excess. If you are really worried about getting a lot of color straight in the eye, you can work by pressing the color on the back of the hand and seeing how much pigment you're going to get first. I'm going to do a little bit of that just so I can see how much color I'm getting. I'm going to start by looking down, and I'm actually going to start in the center of my eye. You'll notice that this time I'm pressing and tapping the color right on the ball of my eye and going all the way up to the crease, just like that. So right in the center of my eye, you go back and get a little bit more pigment. And I'm going to go on the outer 2/3 of my eye, and we're literally just going to build up this color. This color is a pressed pigment, so if you start to rock your brush back and forth like we did before, or if you start to blend really heavy, it'll actually kick off a lot of the color, and you'll just be left with a little bit of like a dusting of the color. And so we really want a full impact of that color, so we're actually going to go in and really just kind of stamp and press it so that we can get that really rich blue color on the brush. You can also wet your brush. That's another technique that'll give you a lot more rich vibrancy, or You can also lay down a white base, and using a white base will allow this eyeshadow to stick a lot more as well. We're going to do a couple other things, so we're not trying to get this perfect. We're literally just trying to stamp on this color so that we have that really pretty, rich blue royal color. Isn't that gorgeous? It really just pops my eyes so bright, right? All right, so now I'm going to go in and do the same thing on the other side, lightly pressing my brush into that pigment, starting in the center of my eye, and you notice that I'm pressing, 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 tapping, tapping, tapping. This color is prone to fall out, so you want to tap, because if you start to blend, like I said, you're going to get a lot of kickback, and it's going to start to fall all over your cheek, and you're only going to get a light dusting of that color on the eye. So I'll kind of show you on my hand what I'm talking about. So if I'm going to apply the eyeshadow, you can see that if I tap, 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 all the eyeshadow is falling. Then if I go like this, you can see that it just kind of kicks it everywhere. And then it leaves just like a wash of blue as opposed to this more royal, vibrant color that we're looking for. So we're gonna go in on the other side, tap, 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 build up this color. I love this royal blue. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Not everybody loves a blue eyeshadow, but it's kind of in trend right now. It's kind of fun, so I wanted to do something really colorful. All right, so now you'll see that I got a little bit down here. I'm actually gonna take a clean brush and lightly just kick that off just a little bit. We're gonna blend underneath the eye too to create that really rich, vibrant smoky eye. So it doesn't matter that we got it all the way under, we just wanna clean it up just a little bit. So now you can see that that is really vibrant, really rich. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more to this side. All right, really beautiful, right guys? So vibrant, so pigmented, and it's got a lot of that pigment that really creates that like almost neon flash of blue, which I really love. All right guys, so now we're gonna go in with a little bit of a different color. We're gonna go in with this color called Delicious, which is this like rich, deep, dark purple color. And I'm still gonna go in with that blending brush that we used for the first color called Cone. We're actually gonna take a little bit of this and we're gonna go right on the outer corner of our eye. Just the outer 2/3 to give us a little bit more depth just right here. Pushing it very soft. All right, so you can see how that's just creating a little bit of depth. Okay, we're gonna go on the other side. Stamp the color first. Lightly buff it inward. All right, so it's gonna change that blue just a little bit, but we're gonna continue to keep this really rich. I'm actually gonna go over that blue one more time and just kind of tap, tap, tap. Just like that. And now we're gonna go in with that vibrant blue under the eye. This time I'm gonna use a really small pencil brush like this. This is actually an eyeliner brush, but I like it for using pressed pigments under the eye because it really helps to give me that really fine detail. Just like that, you can see I'm just creating a little bit of a soft shadow. And this is still using that soaked color. And because I'm lightly just flicking the color on, it's creating a soft shade, soft shadow. It's not allowing me to apply that really beautiful royal color, which is okay because we don't want it all the way around the eye too much. We just want to create a little bit more of that cohesion. that. And go in and add a little bit on the other side. Alright, so that big blending brush that I was using earlier to kind of clean up, I'm actually going to go right underneath and just kind of push a little bit of any color that fell or any color that's outward down through there. Then I'm going to take that cone color on a new blending brush, just like that. Lightly tap off that blending brush, and I'm actually going to go into my crease again and literally build up that color just right on the outer portion of that blue. Because as we applied that blue, we lost a little bit more of that warmth. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of lightly tap this on there and blend softly. I don't want to disrupt that blue too much because it'll start to fade. So just like that. And it's okay if you have to add more and more and more. You can tap, add, build. Always start with less and build to more, because you can always get to a color richness that you like, but it's always harder to take a lot off. So keep that in mind. You'll notice that I'm just softly diffusing the edges, really using my blending brush to do the work for me. And the reason why I chose a really beautiful, like, warm peachy color is because orange is the opposite of blue. So using this allows my eyes to be really bright and bold, and then it gives me that contrast. So I'm actually going to go in with this color called Tasty, which is this really beautiful rich chocolate brown next. And we're just going to go in right here in the corner. Crease and just build just a little. This is going to add a lot more depth in my crease. Using that same brush. You guys see that? And like I said, it's okay if the blue falls a little bit, we can always go back and add more. Using that same color, that brown, chocolate brown, we're going to go right back in. You notice that I'm going right above my crease where that peach is to give me a little bit more of that definition. And it does look a little bit of a mess right now, but I promise we're going to clean it up and make it beautiful. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with that soaked color one more time. We're going to be pressing and adding more color. I've never used this palette before, so I wanted to kind of see the vibrancy first before I went ahead and put a ton of pigment. You can see how much that changed. Go in with that clean brush again. Just using this kind of as an eraser. Just diffusing anything, lightly blending away anything that looks crazy or fell. Alright, what do you think, guys? Beautiful, right? Alright, so I still think I want a little bit more of that blue under here, so I'm going to go in with that big brush and go on the tips of it, just like this, and see how that works. Oh yeah. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's giving it more depth. This is really beautiful. Cool. Just using the tips of my brush. You'll notice that my hand is really far back on my brush, so my pressure is really light. Alright guys, just like that. So I'm going to take my brush again, clean it up, any fallout, anything that's fallen. So you'll notice that right here the corner is not perfect, and this corner is not perfect either. But that's okay because we're actually going to use the color Jawbreaker right here. It is kind of like a duochrome white that flashes gold. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of that on the inner portion of my eye. I'm actually going to flip my brush over, tap off the excess, okay, and just kind of pat this down right here. And then I'm gonna go in with my finger actually to use that Jawbreaker color. Look how beautiful. So you guys can see it has that like flash of gold almost. And I'm actually just gonna turn my head to the side, push my finger right into the inner corner of my eye, just like that, press and stamp it, and then use my other finger that's clean to blend out the edges. And that's kind of hard to see. I don't mean to flick you guys off, but this is how I do it. Obviously, if I was doing it on client, I would not be doing this. I'm bringing that color just down just a little bit. And I already have concealer on and bronzer and foundation. But that just opens up my eye a little bit and gives me that brightness. Okay, so you can see how the blue is faded a little bit. We'll go back and add a little bit more, don't worry. So same thing on the other side. Press your finger and stamp it, just like that. Take your clean finger, blend out the edges. Sorry guys. Just like that. Now we're gonna take that blue again and just add just a tiny bit more right here. A tiny bit more right here. Just where that gold kind of took off a little bit of that color. If you can see, it's still bright. It still gives you that really bold effect. All right, very cool. I really love this eyeshadow. I think it's so pretty. What do you guys think? So we used a couple different colors today. I hope that you guys had fun. Let me show you really quickly what we used. So we used this color right here called Cone. We used this color right here called Delicious. This color called Soaked. And then we also used this color called Jawbreaker. So those 4 colors, and then we also used the one down here called Tasty, which is that deeper brown that we put in the corner. I'm gonna go ahead and add some mascara and a little bit of eyeliner to brighten up my look and the lip, and I'll be right back so you guys can see the final look, all right? So this is the final look. What do you guys think? So I went ahead and applied a little bit of the Touche Eclat concealer right underneath my eye to give me a little bit of that brightness. And then I cleaned it up right here to give me that really crisp line so it blows both sides out. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the look with Marc Jacobs. This is one of my favorite glosses in the color Skin Deep. It's a cool tone nude, so it'll actually go with this look really, really well. This is one of my favorite colors of all time. I do think it is discontinued, but I knew it would go with this look really well, so I went ahead and pair it with it. Really nude. It's got that same cool toned effect. I got a little bit of a bronzy cheek, not really a lot of highlight going on, just really, really bold effect on the eyes. I'll get closer so you guys can see my lashes. This is the MAC Stack Lash Mascara. If you're familiar, I've reviewed that in a previous video, so please check that out. And thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope that you enjoyed this Makeup Artist Monday. If you love these videos, please consider subscribing down below. If you really liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And until next Makeup Artist Monday, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, everyone. All right, bye.